Macross! Hi, this is Firestarter, and this is my review of the Macross, or the Revoltech Macross. Revoltech Yamaguchi, series number 82, the Valkyrie Macross, or Robotech in English. So I'll give you a quick tour of the box. It says here Macross on top. Man, I need to pan my... Wait a minute. There you go. Adjust it. So it says here on the top Macross, and you still get the Revoltech coin or Revo chip. It says here Revo chip. I don't know what this is for. I'm going blind in this review because this is my first Revoltech figure. Revoltech Yamaguchi series number 82 Valkyrie, sculpted by Yamaguchi Katsuhisa. Still couldn't pronounce his name. And it says here on the blurb, he can transform into a Gerwalk and Battroid. It's been a while since I've said Gerwalk and Battroid, since the 90s. And let me just take this one out. And at the back, it says here I can transform from a fighter to a Gerwalk to a Battroid. Cool! And the steps over here, cool things, some things in Japanese. Still, they emphasize from him being a fighter to a Battroid. And option parts, which includes the stand, the infamous Revoltech stand, sets of hands, I don't know what it is, and pegs, and gun, the gun for this figure. So without further ado, let's open this one and let's see the contents. This is the figure, but before we move to this, and I'll quickly introduce you to the accessories. We got the Revoltech stand that has there are two kinds of pegs. There's this standard folding one, and then there's this jointed peg. It's kind of hard to take out, really. And the stand is a translucent plastic, transparent, not really translucent anymore, because you can see anything right through and through. And he comes with extra hands. We got the open hand. We got 1, 2, 3 open hands. We have an extra or replaceable cover for the cockpit. 2 small hands. Actually, these are the default hands. They're too small, and the detail is unnoticeable that you don't even recognize these are actually fists. And we got another one which you can replace the existing peg and turn this one into a gun. And we got this sort of a toothpick, so you can pick those nibs and nubs out, because he has a lot of it, which kind of helps you get through all of the things out. And we got the Revoltech chip and its own plastic case, so you can place everything in except for the stand. And okay, in this mode, this is a battle, the old school F-16 fighter jet, and it has like details like the UN Spacey all over it. We got the UN Spacey over here at the side, underneath the barrel, and this cockpit is painted in matte blue, and some of them are really like matte black, red, and it's really plasticky. We got the Macross symbols. Well, in fighter mode, he really looks nice, but I really like to dwell on the transformation. So there are 3 modes. We have the fighter mode, and then let's transform him into Gerwalk. Gerwalk is easy. Just peg loose the legs and then bring those down like so, and then spread the feet, and then the hand, just peg that out and then fold this back wings and then fold it in front, and then just spread both hands out and then swivel them towards the front. The wing fell down. It happens a lot. Actually, this is my third attempt to review this figure. It's kind of like I'm really hesitant to do this again, but it's one of the requests I got from my Facebook page, my Facebook fan page. I'm doing it from him, and then just peg this one out and then just put it aside. Let's put the toy aside first and take out these elements in and then replace it with this, and just slide everything in to transform into a gun. Now let's put back the other wing. It's easy to peg it in underneath the figure, and you got Gerwalk. It's not really a perfect transformation, just because most of the Revoltech joints are really loose. This is when the Revoltech joints doesn't work on a figure such as these. And then let's just let him hold the gun on his right hand. That's it. It's now a Gerwalk. Let's move the other accessories aside. Now we got the Gerwalk. Like I said, this is where the Revoltech joints are totally wrong. Like it's kind of difficult for me to swivel everything in. There are parts here that are loose and there are parts that are really stiff. So rotating the hands, especially the hands and the torso, is such a pain in the butt. Unless you're really familiar with the Revoltech joints, this would like be easy for you and you can be tolerative in playing with this. But as far as I'm concerned, although he looks great, playing with him with the arms is really a pain. Now let's transform him. Now we got the Gerwalk. Let's transform into a Valkyrie. Well, that's kind of easy. So you just fold again the flaps back and the wings, and then spread this apart, and then fold the legs further down, straighten those up, and then there's a small peg here that you need to lift slightly, and then take the cockpit out, replace it with this, the skull symbol in front, and then peg that in. This will be helpful when you take out the upper torso, and then slide that in front and try to connect the hole over here and the peg on the skull like so. It sounds easy when I do it, but it's really hard to connect everything in. Then try to fold, and there's a peg at the back. Just try to straighten everything out before you flatten it. And then there's this flap underneath the cockpit. This is where the sort of toothpick comes handy, because you need to get your fingers and then press that down. And then there's a slot. Just slide everything in and pray to God that it will like hold everything, and then just try to connect everything else from the pegs and the slots. So what's missing is the head. The reason why I took this one out earlier, because I'll show you why. You know how easy this one slides in? That's easy. Because of this, it really has the tendency to get loose, as you can see. Although it just a tiny swivel of the head, the whole thing comes off. Kinda irritating most of the time, especially if you wanna have a dynamic posabilities for this figure. And then let's just take this one hand out just to show you how the other hand fits in. Now it may take a while before you get used to pegging the hands, because it has a lot amount of possibility that this one might slide through, and then you have a huge difficulty taking it out. So like I said, the toothpick does help a lot in getting those swivels out and other pegs. You got the hands in. You may use these the pegs on the on this, or the other things inside that you use to connect everything, and that's it. One thing I didn't like about this figure is the wobbly feet. I did have a lot of difficulty in making him stand up and do some dynamic poses, and the swivel on the hand is stiff, but the shoulders are loose. So there's an imbalance in terms of joints and articulation points. Like I said, this is where Revoltech joints are a nuisance rather than a big help in making him pose for in different sections. The legs, there are like Revoltech joints over here and over here. It's kind of a dynamic way of posing him, but it seems like they're disconnected in terms of making him like stand up, or spreading his legs to make a battle pose. Overall, I didn't like how they did it. It seems like the transforming Macross figures are more of a nuisance rather than an enjoyment. So I'll try to get another one that doesn't transform to a Gerwalk or a fighter, just a plain robot. I really don't recommend getting this one. The wings come off easily. The the flaps at the back are too loose, and the head can pop out anytime you want, just with a simple nudge. So if you want to know the possibilities for this figure, do check out the photos at the end of the video, and do subscribe to my blogspot for the full written review. This is Firestarter. Thank you very much, and until my next review. I quit.